Hello, everyone. Morning. Good morning.
Okay, good morning everybody and welcome to Wembley Stadium for Thomas Tuchel's squad announcement ahead of the World Cup qualifiers with Albania and Latvia. It's obviously a busy one today, so we want to be as fair as possible. So can we ensure that it's 2 questions per broadcaster, and also we respectfully ask that all questions are in English. Rob, we're going away with yourself.
Thomas, lovely to see you.
Same. Good morning.
We've all been fascinated for this because this is the first big thing you've had to do, it feels like, in the job, and we were hoping it would give us some clues about the type of England manager you might want to be. And the first thing you've done is brought a couple of very familiar faces back in Marcus Rashford and Jordan Henderson, who will both get the headlines. Why have you picked them, and are they realistic contenders for the World Cup?
Yes, of course. Everyone who's with us on this journey in the first camp is a contender for the World Cup. He is like already part. Every player is a part in the first step. At the same time, it's only the first step, so the nomination is not the nomination for America. We had some tough decisions to take, and we didn't make it easy for ourselves, so we had long discussions in the last days. We waited very long until Champions League games were over until we took our last decisions, and it is important to be in the first camp. If you are in the first camp, you are in the first step of the journey, and every journey starts with the first step, so yes. Why Jordan? I think this is a pretty easy one. Jordan is first of all a serial winner. He's captain of Ajax at the moment. He's available. He played a lot of matches until yesterday. He played in the European Cup. And what he brings to every team is leadership, is character, personality, energy. He makes sure that everyone lives by the standards, and with this characteristic, he embodies everything what we try to build. We try to build a team for our fans. We try to build a team that our fans are proud of, they can identify with, and is hopefully an exciting watch on the way. And Jordan brings everything. He embodies everything what we want from this team to be. With Marcus, already also a familiar face, like you say it, back in the team, but it's a bit a different situation. I felt that Marcus had a huge impact in Aston Villa since he changed to Aston Villa. He made a huge impact from the bench, mostly from the bench. Lately he got, I think, 2 matches from the start in Champions League. The impact was impressive. The physical impact was impressive, and most importantly, the impact against the ball, his work rate, his defensive impact, his hard work in counter-pressing, his tracking back on his position was impressive. And I had the strong feeling that we should nominate him, we should bring him in, to push him to stay on that level, to not fall back in old routines. It was very impressive, and this camp is to bond with him, of course, to get to know him and push him to stay on that exactly that level.
Thank you. At the other end of the kind of age and experience spectrum, if you like, is Miles Lewis-Skelly.
Yeah.
A lot of people have really enjoyed watching him this season. It feels like a huge breakthrough season for him.
Yeah, me too.
And he's a midfielder by trade, who's kind of seems like a specialist left back now, and England have had a lot of problems at left back.
Yeah,
could he make that position his own for years to come? Do you feel?
Injuries, with the injuries lately, and the latest injury, of course, from Lewis Hall, we ran out a little bit of left footers who can play a left back. So we were always impressed with Miles since he started. He became so quick, regular player for Arsenal, second best team in the country at the moment, quarter-finalist in Champions League. So huge concurrence in his club, and he's still Mikel Arteta picks him regularly. So this was very impressive from the very start. I can understand that if it feels a little bit like we fast forward a career that is already on fast pace. I can assure you that the talks in the last days and weeks had a kind of a parental vibe, a bit of a protective vibe, to even feel like maybe we should not nominate him, to protect him a little bit, and to not skip under 21s, to let him go to the under 21s, breathe a little bit out of the spotlight. Is this maybe even our responsibility to not take him? But in the end, with injuries and with the quality and the maturity that he showed in the matches, we decided to take him. And then we come back also to the likes of Jordan Henderson. I think if we have young exciting players and talents like Miles in our squad, it is even more important that he has the guidance and the role model and players like Jordan Henderson at his side who take care of him.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Dan Rowan?
Thank you. Thomas, Dan Rowan, BBC. When you look at the recall of Henderson and the selection of Dan Burn, for example, is it a reflection of the fact that this squad, from your perspective, is about winning and winning now, and there's less emphasis than there has been in the past on the development of younger players?
I truly believe that these two things have to be combined, and I think I truly believe that Dan Burn and Jordan Henderson have every chance to be with us in the World Cup. Football in general, but maybe even more international football, is about team spirit. It is about building a team that loves to play with each other, that transports the spirit to the fans, to the nation, to the country. And it is about building a brotherhood. So we cannot only do it with young players, and we cannot only do it with only experienced players. It has to be a good balance. It has to be a good mix, in my opinion. And that's what we're trying to do. But without doubt, players like Dan Burn, like Jordan Henderson, bring something on a very natural, genuine basis to a group from leadership and from devotion and from being humble and from setting the standards and taking care about the respect in the group, taking care about the language in a group. Yeah, I was surprised that Dan was never called up, but yeah, he's such a tall guy, but obviously it's easy to overlook him. It almost happened to me, and I can just tell you to these two phone calls, if you see the reaction from Jordan, this natural reaction when he was called up, and this natural reaction from Dan Burn, you instantly know that you picked the right guys.
You've had an early taste of the scrutiny that accompanies this role with the questioning of the working arrangements that the FA have granted you in the early weeks of your tenure. The fact that you appear to have missed some Premier League weekends when going back to Germany. What did you make of that scrutiny? What would you say about it, and will it continue?
I think you confused the time a little bit between October and January, because I was many times in Germany and enjoyed my time off because I was not on the job. Since I'm actually on the job, I am based in London. I spent many days regularly in St. George's Park. We watched, I think, almost 25 matches live, to see every player live at least once in the stadium, so it was a lot of traveling. And yes, you're right, from time to time I was in Germany to see my children, but the majority of the time I was here in London, so I don't really get the point of the story.
Thanks, Dan.
Good morning, Mareike Arden, ARD, Germany's first channel.
Yeah.
I understand I'm asking the question, obviously, in English. Your goal, obviously, is to bring it home, and I was wondering what you've learned since January, what can help you on that mission. And I'm just saying, if you would do it in English and in German, I would waive my second question. Okay.
I would like to do it just in English, out of respect, where we are and for all the others. What did I learn about? I'm very happy. Like every day, I'm more happy that I took the decision and I was given the chance to be in charge of the England squad. I love to be close to the players. I love the character of the players, the intensity of Premier League and, of course, international football, and the way they compete and the way they are. I think we had a good start together now, especially me and the federation, of course, but also with the staff and the players. We established a line of communication as far as it was possible. It's never the same like in club football. The differences are obvious. And that's why we're already also very excited to be finally on the pitch on Monday, to finally feel the players and hug the players and push the players on the training pitch. And this will make a huge difference.